We are
We
live.
are live. All right. So
Good
good
morning, Mike.
morning. Yeah, good morning, Matt. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you today? Happy Sunday.
Happy rainy Sunday. I like this
Rainy
weather. Yeah, I like this cold
sun.
weather.
That's right. It is a cooler time of year. The rain, I noticed, does cool
Mm-hmm.
things off, which is welcomed. I enjoy that. I enjoy
Yep.
that.
All
Welcome,
right.
church family. All of you that will be
Welcome.
that are joining us here for our Sunday spotlight. We're excited for what we are spotlighting here today.
Correct. A
Uh,
ministry that is very close to my heart.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yep.
And so we're excited. What ministry is that, Mike? Since it is you are the pastor of what we're going to be
Yes.
highlighting
Yes.
today.
Yeah. Yes, friends. We will be highlighting small group ministry, and I'm so glad that we have invited several individuals who are part of a small group and who are hosting a group. Kaya,
Great,
oh,
great,
yep.
great, great.
So there you
That's
go.
awesome. Well, the small groups is the backbone of our church family. It's the
Correct. Yep.
heartbeat of who we are, and our small groups are going strong even during this season of lockdown or
Correct.
quarantine.
And actually,
So
it is the support system of our church, especially
yes, it
when
is
this pandemic happened.
correct.
Uh, for those who are in small group, it really helped them to stay
Yep.
connected with a community or a church. Oh, all right. So without further ado,
I want to
oh,
show
what's
you
that?
my mug of the day. Each week,
Mother-
this is my
What's
Enchanted
that?
Kingdom mug. I got this the first time, and you could see this is one of those that changes color. So when it gets hot, it,
Oh,
it,
all
it, it
right.
comes to life. So the top part doesn't have any heat, so it's just dark. But this is the color that came to light
Oh,
when I fill it
nice.
with my coffee. Yes,
So
so it's my
at first it's black.
yes. The whole thing's black until you fill it.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
I
Wow.
know. I know. So it's like a surprise every time I put my coffee in here. Like, oh wow, look how colorful that is. Look how nice that is.
Wow,
So
that's
hopefully
nice.
you have your coffee today, everybody.
Yep.
Hopefully you enjoyed a great breakfast this morning. As we are, most of us are back into MECQ,
Right,
and
right.
so if you are, let us know what you're doing for fun, how you're staying busy, maybe some games or things that you do with your family or your spouse or those that are there in the house with you. What are
Mhm.
some of the things that you do to keep busy and to have fun during this time of extended quarantine? So
Yep.
we'd love to hear that from you. Type that in
All
the
right.
chat.
Yeah, so we have a viewer from Olongapo City. His name is
Wow.
Vincent Dave. Yeah, that's further north. So welcome to our church family.
Welcome, Vincent. We're so glad you're here with us. Veronica, welcome from Kabuyao. Welcome. We're glad you're here. And Kit and Arlene are here as well. Jam.
Yep.
Awesome. 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 All right. Well,
All
who do we have with us here today or joining us here today, Mike?
all right. So we have four guests. Let me first introduce Joey Misolas.
Awesome.
Yeah, there you go. He is representing all male young professional small group.
All right. A men's small group, men's
Yep,
young
men's small
pro
group.
group.
Yep, young
Great.
pro.
Welcome, Joey.
And another young pro, we have Cams representing all female. Yan. Hello,
Awesome. Welcome,
Cams.
Cams.
Yan. And then we have also Mike and Mitch representing young couple.
Young
Yo,
couples.
yo.
Yes.
Woohoo.
Look at that. Love it. Love it. Love it. We got the whole spectrum here covered today. Well, awesome. Well, good morning, you guys. How are you all doing? You guys doing well?
Morning.
Yeah,
Good
excited.
morning.
Good morning.
Good.
But I'm
Good,
really
good,
jealous
good.
with Joey with the mic setup that he has.
Yeah.
Yes. Very impressed, Joey.
We have people at the back.
This is our mic setup.
Yeah.
Pastor Mike, this is mine.
Nice.
With
Nice.
with the effects. Right?
Yeah, with
Yeah,
that.
the sound effects, wind effects. Nicely done. I love that.
And Joey will show us some of his sound effects later.
That's great. That's
All
great.
right.
Well, we're glad you're here today. All of you are members of our church family as well as members of a small group, and we're excited to hear your heart and just your experience up to this point of being in a small group or even hosting a small group, and what that's meant to you and your life, your relationships, and your spiritual journey with Jesus and the impact it's had on your life. And so we're excited for our church family and those joining us here today from all over the world, really, for them to hear the benefits of being in a small group, being with a community of like-minded people. And so we're excited to hear your hearts here today. So, well, let's start off with this. Just a simple question. I would love to hear just how long you've been a member of our church family here of Saddleback here in Santa Rosa, and how long you've been a part of a small group. Okay. So we'll start with Joey first. Why don't you kick us off? How long you've been a member of our church and in a small group?
Yeah, well, I started, I joined Saddleback last year. I think that was around September. And then I've been a part of a small group since October.
Great. And you're in a group with how many guys?
Right now we're 4, and we call our group Account the Bros. So we have to be
Account the Bros. Wow.
Account of Bros. I like that. Yes, we all need accountability. I love that's great. Well, welcome, Joey. I love that. Love hearing that this is something even still new to you. You know, just a few months in being a part of a small group. That's awesome. Right. Camille, how about you?
Hi, good morning. I've been part of Saddleback since I think last year. Same with Joey. Joey has been there a little earlier. He invited me to join Saddleback, and then at first I was having a hard time to find a small group, but then the BGC girls, that's our small group's name now. We set up since we're all working in BGC, so we decided to meet after work. And so we started last February.
Last February. Wow.
Yes, fairly new. And this is my first time to be part of a small group.
Awesome. So you started right before the quarantine.
Yes, I think we only just met for 2 sessions personally, and then the rest would be via online.
That's great. Thank you, Camille. Awesome. Welcome. All right, Mitch, Mike. Love to hear from you guys.
Yes, actually, we've become a member since 2016, and we started to join the small group since then. But then, as the years goes by, we realized that we needed a group that talk about stuff that young families have. So just last year, we decided to create a young couple small group. We started with 3 couples only. Now we have 6 couples in our small group. Wow. 6 families.
Wow. And what's the name of your small group? It seems like name is a very important thing. Do you have a name for your group?
Young couples.
Young couples.
Very creative.
Very creative. All right. So we have the Account Bros, the BGC girls, and the Young Couples small group.
Yeah.
That's great.
Very creative. Yeah.
I love that. Go ahead, Mike.
All right. So you just been, some of you like Mitch and Mike been attending Saddleback Church for a long time, for Camps and Joey, new to Saddleback, but you've been plugged into small groups. So what are you finding, like the benefits that you are experiencing right now as part of a small group? Yeah. Let's start now with Camille. Yeah, or yeah, go ahead, Mike.
Being part of a small group is really blessing to our family because we learn and we grow together. And the support, I love the support. I love the support of the whole group during the challenging times.
Support that you're getting. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. And really many stories I'm hearing is that they are surviving during this time of pandemic because of the support of their small group. So thank you, Mike and Mitch. How about you, Cams?
Yeah, like what what they said, I'm also getting the support since I'm fairly new. I just started having small group this year, especially during the pandemic. It has been a hard time for me. But then with a small group, they help me focus with my work, with my career, and then they also give me support towards my spiritual journey, especially in this time of pandemic. We regularly try to meet every Thursday, and then we get to see each other. Even if it's online, I can feel the support that they've given me, and also with my with other girls too. We also have these mini games to keep us interact. And then we also have this mini chit chat. So it's not just really hard spiritual growth, but also fellowship as well.
Thank you. Yeah, and so mini chit chat. You mean not you're communicating with your small groups not only on a specific day, but like daily
Yes.
conversation with them.
Yes.
That's great. That's great. How about you, Joey?
Yeah. Well, for me, I think apart from the connection in the group and the accountability, it's also the benefit of having the tight group, giving that opportunity to help others also.
Mm,
So having those working with other groups also to have those initiatives to help others. Uh, I think that's it. Apart from what they've shared,
Hmm.
yeah.
yeah,
That's great, Joey.
great.
Well, it's a good reminder. Our small groups, we want all of our groups to experience together, all five purposes, right? We talk about the five biblical purposes in our classes and in small groups and in other settings. And that's what makes small groups special is we do want it to be, yes, fellowship, as Camille said, and growth, right? Spiritual growth and support, and then also serving others, together as a small group, as well as worshiping together, right? And even reaching those who are lost as a group. And so that's our hope, right? That's our prayer for every small group is that they are living out together and experiencing the five purposes together as a group. Because you hear the saying, right, in Saddleback, right? We are better together, right?
Right.
And I think small groups is such a great picture of just that, right? How we truly are better when we have others around us that are supporting
Right.
us and loving us and encouraging us. Well, I'd
Yeah.
love to hear if those, I know we have small groups watching together today. And I know our group was excited about this time, our small group I'm a part of. And so if you are watching, we'd love to hear and know that you're here. Maybe let us know the name of your group as well. It might not be as creative as Young Pros or Young Couples small group, but but maybe it is. And so we just love to hear if you have a name of your group or just kind of where your group meets or what type of group it is. We'd love to hear that. Yeah. So, what was that, Mike?
No, yeah, well, that's great.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, that's great. That's great. Yep.
Yep. Well, good.
All right.
Well, go ahead.
All right. So for the last questions, because I know we can do this all day, but because of time limitation, just now go to our last question. And actually, during this time of pandemic, some of you already talked about it a little earlier. But do you have like a specific support that you're getting from your small group during this time of pandemic or during this time of uncertainty? Now let's start with Cams. Ayan.
I think I've shared this earlier, but I've received, and we've all been receiving from each other emotional and spiritual support. Especially, the pandemic is not just we're not just thinking about the virus, but we're also thinking about our mental health as well. Gives us anxiety, it gives us panic. So I'm glad that my small group, my girls, are just being there. They just give us versus they just give us just checking up if how are we doing, even if it's not our small group day. They just randomly just send messages checking up on each other and praying for each other as well. I've received that. I think every time I also need that support, I just message them and then they would just personally message me, not on the group, but just check up on me, trying to video call me and see how I'm doing. So I'm really grateful for my girls, really.
All
Thanks,
right.
Cam.
Thanks. How about Joey? And then we'll go last with Mike and Mitch.
Yeah. Well, for me, I think the most important thing is when we check on each other, because I think we've had a lot of challenges dealing with uh, adapting with the new normal. So checking up and guiding one another how to deal with everyday stuff and struggles. I think that's the most. Uh, uh, that's where I'm most grateful for the benefit I've been receiving with my small group, and how and it's really helpful when we meet regularly and we stick to the word, and how when we don't know where to find the answer, we get it from our group.
Thank you, Joey.
Thanks,
That's
Joey.
great. Now let's hear from Mitch and Mike.
We have never felt alone during this pandemic by having our small group. Our small group is always one call, one text away, especially when someone needs help. They're always there for us. Actually, each and everyone are always there for one another to pray for each other, motivate and encourage. Just like what Kams just said, we need each other meant because of our to monitor or just have a accountability partner for our mental health. Just to check up on each other.
That's
All
great.
right. Thank
Well,
you.
Mike and Mitch, you guys are hosts. You guys host
Yeah.
your group, right?
Yes,
And
Pinoy.
and what does that mean? Just explain that, because I know people that maybe are new to this whole small group process, that are maybe considering starting a group. What does it look like to host? And just if you could share a little bit about your experience as a host, Mike, that'd be great.
Yeah. Hosting a small group is really challenging, but yet fun, because in our church we have a support group also for the host that Kuya Mike is leading. That's why, even though it's a little bit challenging, we got to learn together as a host, and the support is really helpful for us.
That's great.
Yeah. So as a support, we have our community leaders. We have also our
Mhm.
regular trainings that we are doing for all the small group hosts, and we have so many resources that you can get for free just by being part of a small group. So yeah, there is really a support system that we have for all those who are interested to be part of a small group or even start a small group.
Wonderful. And all our stuff is available digitally, right? Online.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Once you join a group, you register for a group, you have access to that, which is wonderful. Saddleback is great with providing us with so many wonderful ways to grow and connect with our groups.
That's right.
Awesome stuff. Well, P. Mike, let's end with just. I'd love to hear your heart as our small
Yeah.
groups pastor. Just if there's people like Joey or Cams or Mike and Mitch or maybe they're whatever stage of life they're in. Can you just let us know how someone maybe can get involved in a small group
Yep.
and what that process is like?
Thank you. Yeah, let me take this opportunity to say to everyone that if you are not yet part of a small group, we are encouraging you to be part of one. And you can start by just joining our online centralized small group that is happening every Friday, 6:30 p.m. And if you go check our website, you will see the details, or you will be receiving the details of the Zoom ID that you'll use for the online centralized small group, or you can just email us at smallgroups@saddleback.com.ph, and we'll be very happy to connect with you and plug you into a small group. I'm not, you
Awesome.
know what? I'm not distracted, but I'm smiling with all the names that are flooding our comments, and there are so
Yes,
many good names that we have here. But yeah, thank you for sharing your names
I
of your
love it.
small group. Yep.
The amazing ladies, uh, Habab, That's great.
We have
Wow.
Habag.
Yeah, Bagas small groups. That's great. Friday nights small group. Awesome. Well, that's great. No matter where you live, you guys, wherever you're watching from, whatever stage of life you're in, there's a small group for you. We have a place for you. We want to connect you to a group because you can see the benefits of that just from these stories here today, or from many. There's hundreds of others in our church family as well that have benefited from being in a group. So awesome stuff.
All right.
Well, thank you, Joey. Thank you, Cams. Thank you, Mike and Mitch, for joining us on this Sunday morning, this rainy Sunday. And yes, the sound effects. I love that. I want to be in your group. That's great. Well, God bless you guys. That's all I got. Hopefully you're joining us for the 11 o'clock service. Hope you can be able to worship with us this weekend. And we'll see you online throughout the week as well. All right? So God bless you guys. We'll see you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pastor Mike. Thank you, Pastor Mike.
You're welcome. Thank you. Get in a small group.